Hey, Alberto, what's up?
Hey, Jesus. We made it. We made it.
Yeah, we made it.
All right, man. Thanks so much for your patience with everything.
No, but man, and I'm glad to be here with you, sharing and making this TACFIT community grow.
Hopefully, the third time is a charm, right?
Yeah, the third time is a one.
Nice. What today is Thanksgiving in the US.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving Day
Happy
to you,
Thanksgiving
man.
to you. I'm grateful. And in Portuguese, Turkey, they call it Peru, like Peru.
No,
It's
no
hilarious.
way. Peru? Turkey. I guess we are Turkey. Man, that just blew my mind. We are all turkeys right here.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I didn't say it.
That's the funniest thing I've heard so far this day. Yeah, I'm gonna tell my wife about this.
Yeah, Portuguese, the Peru is Turkey. Yeah, Peru.
Man,
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool.
yeah. So congratulations on an amazing certification. We did it. We
Thanks, man.
spoke, when I was there this last month, and great work, man. Great work with
Thanks, man.
everything. Your whole TACFIT journey from you doing level 1, level 2, and then leading a cert, to get you guys certified. Getting them
Yeah,
ready.
thanks, man. And as I told Ronaldo last week, we are building Peru. We are all speed ahead, and we are projecting for the next year level 2 certification with 5 candidates to level 2. Two of them are coming from Chile to here, and 3 from that certification.
Uh,
And this team is awesome. They're all devoted to the system and willing to learn more. And as I told you yesterday, we are opening this second point of TACFIT here in Lima, in Miraflores.
Amazing.
So
The
the
area
system
where
is
we stayed. Yeah,
the system is growing. It's growing all around Lima, and this is a news news. Uh, this one girl that took certification, Monica, is willing to open a tax center in her neighborhood, but only targeted to women. So we
Interesting.
would be the first TACFIT femme center, maybe in Latin America. So that's a good sign of the target and that the brand is aiming. So we got great projections for next year.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Jesus, what? I'm going to ask you this again, but could you share again your TACFIT journey, how it began for you? I'd love to hear people's and have
Yeah,
other people
sure.
hear it.
It's an interesting story. I come from a functional training background. I am a certified personal trainer. I made my studies on bodybuilding and all this stuff, and then it turned to functional training. Then I found this training system called functional patterns, and I became very attracted to that. Well, because of their complexity. I'm a kind of a complexity geek. When I see something that it's really complicated or intricate, I I get curious and I go find more about that. So by the time I left that brand, because they are kind of you know problems with that brand and everything. One of the former master trainers in that system gave me this video of a bald guy doing this crazy stuff on the ground. He was fluffing and say, "Hey man, I'm in a new house in a new training system." This shout out for Cesar Sanchez there in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And
San Diego. San Diego.
San Diego, sorry.
Yes.
And he told me about fluffing. So I tried to do that, and I found out I had many weaknesses in my body. Uh, I was very imbalanced, and my flexibility and agility needed some work. So I started practicing it, and I went to learn more. So I reached him again, and he introduced me to the TACFIT 26 system. And he said, "Man, this is crazy. This is an amazing training system, but I didn't know where to start." As you know, we all know the classic TACFIT 26 could be overwhelming because there are many different levels of complexity and many complex movements that Scott made it look simple, but are very, very difficult just to dial in. So I tried it. Okay, I did up to Foxtrot, from Alpha to Foxtrot, and I think I did it pretty badly because I didn't have any structures about form. I didn't know the 7 key components, and then I reached Caesar again, and he told me, "Okay, now you know there are more things, greater things that this functional patterns training system." So after that, they came pandemics. I run a fitness training center, and came pandemics. So I found myself without a job and doing some online classes about movement was my thing, because I'm also a animal flow certified instructor and regional leader. So I was doing okay with that. And I've always wanted to be part of TAFE certification. I dreamed about that. And I say, hey, well, when I get more money, maybe I'll try to Los Angeles and meet Sonon. I didn't know Sonon was working with the government, so it was kind of a long shot. During pandemics, TACFIT launched this advertisement about online certifications. And I say, this is my chance. I gotta take the lead. And fortunately, you gave this possibility of making monthly payments, so I could afford it and say, I got some savings. I'm gonna put my money there. And man, I think it's the best investment I've ever done in my life, because TACFIT is a success formula. You got all the structure. It gets you in better shape of your life, and gives you a sustainable business model. So I integrate what I learned during the 3 certifications and start implementing this in my gym. So now I have many students. Now it's a profitable business, and now I'm building this community here in Lima.
Amazing.
So it's a happy ending for my TACFIT journey. I'm thankful for you for for making this certification possible, and all the master trainers who were an inspiration for me. Juan David, Nestor, Easy, and Nicola. They're all great people and very knowledgeable. I look up to those guys.
Great. Juan David was he was the master coach, right, for your certification. How
yes, quite
could you say a few words about Juan David and what he's done for you?
I mean, we don't have much time, but I can go on my speech with Juan David. Juan David is the first time I saw Juan David was in my 4th certification, and I say, I want to be like this guy. I mean, he's knowledgeable, he's flexible, he's strong, and he knows how to coach. I mean, he's not like many professors I had in my career that say, okay, this is the technique, go do it, and then let's go for the next one. No, he explains the root of that movement and what's the anatomical and biomechanical implications of that. And also, knows how to coach someone. He's a very relaxed coach, and I wish someday I get to the team leader status, just as Juan David. He's a great person, and he's a great friend also. For it's kind of a funny thing. I look to you. There is the TACFIT certification through a computer screen, and last month I had you, Juan David, in my gym doing flows, doing TACFIT protocols. So it was a blast for me. Even though the stress of the, arranging all things, it was kind of a dream come true. So thanks again, man. Thanks again for this.
Well deserved. Well deserved. I mean, hey, you even had Scott Sonnen come and say hello.
Yes, and Scott Sonnen say hello the second day, and he promised us to come to Peru. So I won't forget about that.
Saying it was his wife's favorite place, huh? I lived there. I had no idea that.
I didn't know about that, but that gives us an edge for upcoming certification in July. Yeah. So it would be nice having here.
Yeah. Could you talk a little bit about the club bell and your experience with starting to use the club bell and
I
tool?
I made my first club bell out of 2 pipes. the 5x5 protocol in the classic one, and back in that day, back in the day, I mean, it was 2013. There was no club balls available here in Peru. I mean, Latin America. So I made my first club ball, the 4-kilogram one out of pipes. So I started doing some casts and do this crazy stuff. And then I ordered my first pair of club balls out of On It club balls. And man, I got almost broke with all this shipping and the tax fees. So I remember it was on a Black Friday sale. Now we are one day before Black Friday, and I remember with my wife we bought our first pair of club balls during a Black Friday deal. So it's kind of a coincidence. And then I started looking for ways to make my own club balls. So I said, I can afford overseas shipping. So let's produce it here. And started looking for blacksmiths. And fortunately, there was one who was actually part of this certification process that came with the primal design of a club. So I gave him the clubs I had, and he came out with this shape, this long shape that you like from our clubs. And now we are selling them. We are using them for this gym and the next active point we have learned.
Yeah, amazing. What are some of the benefits? What are some of the differences that you started to feel with using club bells compared to like a kettlebell or some other tool?
Before club bells, I was a kettlebell guy, I must say. But the time I touched a real club bell, I felt the difference. I became stronger, more mobile, more flexible, and also my grip became very, very strong. So by the time I started lifting the 15 kilograms or the 20 kilograms, I think my strength skyrocketed, because I have friends who are actually certified in strong first, and they train their asses so hard just to lift a heavy kettlebell. And I barely do kettlebell work, but I do club work. So I can match their weights without many effort. And that's something that made me fall in love with TACFIT. I'm stronger than ever been in my life. And without much effort. In fact, I enjoy every time I touch a club ball because I learn something new. Because club ball is a kind of a honest tool. Because by the time you grab it, it tells you exactly what you're like. You're liking, shoulder stability, shoulder back, core engagement. So it's kind of my weapon of choice. If someone told me you can only have one tool for the rest of your life, it will be the club. No questions about it.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? I mean, speaking of Juan David, he was a missionary, right, for 10 years, and that's all he had was a pair of club bells, right?
I didn't know about he was a missionary until I traveled to Chile, and I was overheard his conversation, and I found out he was a missionary, but I didn't know about the club bells.
Yeah. So it's always everybody has an interesting story, right? I was gonna ask you, you got the TACFIT 26, and you started to, of course, get certified and start to go deeper into the system to learn the system. Somebody coming in, what are some of the concepts that you would try to teach them to make them understand the system?
Okay, the first three pillars of TACFIT. Everyone who asks me, Jesus, what's the deal with TACFIT? What is TACFIT? I mean, it's a tactical fitness system anchored in three pillars. Movement intelligence, smart movement, recovery, and stress management. So you get wiser in the way you move. You get more resistant, more resilient, and you learn how to deal with the stress, not only in the gym, but in your life. So it's a life-changing system because many lessons that every protocol teaches you can be exported to your real life. I'm stressed and driving my car, and then the other guy just goes in front, and then you cannot get mad about that. You just breathe, lower your stress level. Okay, continue. Okay, you got a call from your boss, and it's pretty mad, and you got to stress down, breathe, keep focused. So lessons of TACFIT go straight to your life, and that's what people like, because many housewives, many guys that have stressful jobs come here looking for that formula, not only to get in shape, just move their body, but how to learn how to deal with stress, which is the number one assassin in the world.
Right, number one killer, right, for people's health and well-being. We talk about stress and recovery and those kinds of things. What are some things that you've seen your students improve upon while training?
Okay, many of them became very, very wiser in the way they move, and they're now able to dial their techniques and to activate many muscular zones that they didn't even know they had, and they know how to lower their heart rate. They know how to adapt to situations, and as I told you before, they get stronger, faster, resistant every time they come here. So I just had a session at 6 a.m. with two of the level one, Miluska and Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually candidates for level 2, and they just told me I'm stronger than I was 2 months earlier. So they're happy with the system, and they are spreading the word.
Yeah.
So maybe. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It made a training system.
Yeah. What about yourself going from training for level 2, because that's a journey, right? It's a journey and adventure. So could you talk about a little bit about your level 2 journey?
Yes, it's kind of a rite of passage for every single TACFIT instructor. I remember myself prepared for 8 months. As soon as I became a field instructor, I said, I'm going to go for level 2. I didn't know what's that hard. And now that I'm preparing people for those trials, I know it's a journey, as you said, it's a journey, because you need discipline. You need discipline, resilience, and mental strength for that. Because analyzing the 3 testing protocols, they are all designed to melt you down, to shut you down in the middle of the workout. So you gotta step up and do your best not to, not go down on your knees during the training. And coming from level 1 to level 2 implies that you gotta be stronger than you were before, more mobile, and being wiser about your own body. So many candidates that I'm coaching right now, they tell me that they had these, stability issues that didn't knew they had on level 1. And I tell them it's all about knowing yourself better. I think I would call it that way. Level 2 is to know yourself better, to be a better coach. If you know yourself better, you can coach better instructors, you can coach better your clients. And that's all about level 2, know yourself better. I remember myself training like 2 times a day for 6 times a week. And sometimes I just ask myself when I woke up, do I really need this? I mean, and suddenly something in my mind say, you need this to know you better, to be a better person. Because, I have a 3-year-old kid, and I want him to look at his dad and say, with discipline, you can accomplish all your goals. If you're driven, if you put all your energy in one goal, you can reach it. So I kept on training. I traveled all the way to Chile to take the certification with Juan David. And I nailed it. I nailed the Foxtrot and the Echo protocol. With the Qual level 2, I had some issues with technical issues, but I took the retest and now I'm here.
Nice, man. Amazing. Yeah, congratulations. I remember training for my level 2 and
I
I'm
saw
like,
your
wow.
videos.
Yeah.
I saw your videos that little video on YouTube, and I had a kind of this routine. I saw your videos and the Alaina Sawaya videos just to motivate myself, because they are crazy, like a movie. Explains your journey through the level 2. You were nervous about this trial, the Foxtrot, and you had only 15 minutes to recover from protocol to protocol. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. But just that, right? It's like the weekend is the weekend, right? When you do your test, but it's the training, right? Having the discipline and asking yourself, why am I doing this, right? Having those days like, man, like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? Because for me, it took about a year just because of all the just injuries and things that I had. But seems like you had a good why.
Yes. I mean, now that you said this journey, I remember myself going away from my country without my kid and my wife. It was the first time I traveled all by myself without my family. So I was focused on the trials, but with heartbroken because I didn't have my family there. So it's a double pain for me. But I did it. I did it, and now I'm proud of myself, and I want to pass that to the next structure generation. I want I want them not to make the same mistakes that I did, just to short the breach. So, so I think if we all senior instructors pass that experience to the field instructors, we have more senior instructors, we have better coaches, and also better person.
Yeah. One of the things I had the I guess blessing and opportunity to travel all around the world and meet the different groups, like in Mexico and Europe, like Italy, Spain, all over USA, of course, and Brazil. How does it feel to have, like a legion, a TACFIT legion all around the world? And I'm so proud to, go to your gym and see you have Peruvian legion, on your wall
Yeah,
behind you in that
it's
sign.
back there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a normal. As I always tell my students, we are not you know trainers from a system. We are an elite uh, an elite legion, because you're elite through the education you received and the performance you have reached to this point. So I'm proud to be part of the legion, and also have a blessing of having great coaches like you, like all the master trainers and team leaders. They are all very wise, as I said, and they're an example. They're an example for maybe all the fitness industry.
yeah. You had when I was with you, you had mentioned that you watched the Elaine, you mentioned mine and Elena's videos. What about Elena's video and yeah, inspired you to push? And you said you also recommended it to others as well to
Yes,
motivated.
it's kind of part of my programming. uh, Watching the Alaina's video, because it shows what's the pain of being away from your family, and also train this hard for the trials. I mean, it's hard for a man, but it's harder for a woman. And she really inspired me to push through my limit during the trials. I remember there was a shot of her performing the gamma castle with a really big couple, and I said, man, if she can do it, I mean, I can do that. And that helped me during my gamma cast. I remember the echo protocol. I remember it was doing the gamma cast, and I just remember Alaina doing it, and suddenly it just go with the bell, and the bell rang, and Juan David said, okay, next movement. I said, hey, it worked. It worked. I was focused on that shot of Alaina performing, because it's a pretty good video.
The visualization of helped you then perform it yourself.
Yes.
What are some of the things about TACFIT that sucked you in? You said you got the Caesar, essentially the flow fit, the ground movements. What are some other things that really sucked you in and made you realize, hey, this system is the real deal. This system really works.
I'm a person who wants to be inclusive with everyone. Uh, I don't think that fitness must be complicated to the whole population. So TACFIT offers me a formula that can be complicated if you want it to be, but also to be simple for everyone. Because I have 55-year students here who came from many injuries and many health problems, then they are actually doing TACFIT. So what I love TACFIT is inclusive. It's inclusive for the one who has injuries, the one has health issues, and high performance athletes. It's for everyone, TACFIT for everyone, and can be as complex as you want. It's a custom formula.
Yeah, that's it. It's for everybody. It's for everybody, and you can have everybody in the same room because of the way
Yes,
the system is designed with the regressions and progressions.
yes, I have this 55-year-old lady doing, hopovers with guys who are in their 25s in the
Yeah,
same room, and many times Rosita, this lady, performs even better than the younger ones. But it's crazy. It's crazy the way this system works and gets very good results
mhm.
mentally and physically.
I see some steel maces behind you.
Yes, I have
Yes,
some message too. I
yeah,
made it along with the couplets.
yeah. Could you say a few words on that with the ESIC? You mentioned ESIC as well before.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Isig is the other sensei, and I look up to him because he could, came up with this steel mace system that also is for everyone. He made a formula of using, low kilograms, very light steel mace that feels you like you were lifting weights. So steel mace is a nice tool that gives you different stimulation to your body and gives you also the the awareness from right to left that many people lack. So I have many, we can say around 80% people that come here lacking of those proprioception. So by the time I put a steel mace in their hands, they start, knowing what's right, what's left, and it helps a lot with tactic protocols. So it's a blessing to have the steel mace certification as well, and ESIG as a coach, as a living coach.
What are some of the things you appreciate about ESIC and his style of coaching?
Because ESIG is maybe the most creative coach I ever known. He came out with this ground movement sequence, and then he grabs a steel mace and he said, and then I want to know how his brain works. And when I open up his head, I say, hey, what's in here? Because he also made a level 2 certification and say, these movements are crazy. I want to take that version. But his creativity is something that I admire.
Yeah,
He's a great coach, and he likes to come up with new things every week.
yeah, he's he's such a hard worker. People have no idea how hard he works, but he's so creative. I mean, he even did two TACFIT albums, music, right? He was
Yes, I've heard it.
with
Yeah, listen to in the Spotify.
yeah, 7 key components and a bunch of different
Components,
things.
hip hop style and
Yeah,
stuff.
and he makes it fun, for one of his styles. He makes it fun. His style of he's like a happy guy, fun guy. So it's one thing I appreciate about him as well. So yeah, it's nice to have different styles of coaches in our team, right, around the world.
Yes. Every coach has his own style, his own personality, and it gets reflected on their team. Because Italy with Nicola they're all well poised and good with the ground movement. The Spain team, they're very strong guys. They're very close to each other. They form family. U.S. Legion, they are always performing very well during the protocols, and there is this kind of a brotherhood, in legacy in your gym.
Mm.
So it's kind of cool how these families work in their environment. And now we're building in Peru, so you will get news from us soon on Instagram and social media.
Great. What are some plans you have for Peru? You mentioned a little bit at the beginning of the podcast.
Yes, I told when you was here, I told you that by the end of 2023, we're gonna have 3 points of TACFIT, 3 TACFIT points in Lima. We already have one, and December 12th, we're opening the second one in Miraflores, and there is a projection of doing the third one with Monica, the TACFIT Fem Center, by July of 2023. So we have the 3 TACFIT points when in the middle of next year. So it looks pretty good to have this, this thrill about this system, and I'm very proud of my students.
Congratulations, amazing. Yeah,
Thanks,
great
man.
work. Great work.
We are building the legion. We're building the legion here.
How can people find you or find out about TACFIT in Peru and you?
Okay.
And the team.
On Instagram, I'm Coach Jesus Morales, and we are now next week we are launching the TACFIT Peru Instagram. We're already doing some tests. We've done some stories. We are working on the graphic design, and we also have the website. Our website. We bought the domain. It's tacfit.pe for Peru, where all the coming events will be posted there. So we have a great marketing team working with us, great design, the graphic design team, and as I said, we're going through.
Yeah, amazing. Congratulations again.
Thanks, man.
And yeah, we had my wife, we had the opportunity to go and see Machu Picchu and see some of the beautiful country. Like Peru is so beautiful, rainforest, mountains.
Would be nice to have a TACFIT point in Cusco.
Cusco, oh my God.
Yes, I'm an ambitious man, and I think eventually we can go there with TACFIT.
That's the highest point in Peru, right? The the elevation. How many meters is I'll say meters and then I'll translate it. Is Cusco?
3,000.
So 9,000, but yeah, I think it's about 9,000 feet elevation. The city.
Yeah,
itself.
you do some sit-throughs and you're out of gas. I remember myself trying to jog in Cusco once, and I almost passed out.
The guys coming from Cusco will be beasts, huh? Just by walking around.
Yes. Yeah, I have some students from Cusco and from over the higher regions of Peru come here, and they're good with air. They're good, have good stamina, but with the strength, then they kind of need to work. But it's a good training technique. In fact, many soccer players go do the training in Cusco.
Okay.
And they come to Lima just to finish some technical work. So it works pretty nice being in higher altitude.
Yeah. So many different areas in Peru, right?
Yeah, we have forests, we got highlands, we had deserts. Lima is a desert,
Yeah. And it was fun for me doing like the tour guide for the Machu Picchu and hearing about the Inca Empire and just how big it was, right?
Yeah, the Inca Empire, it wasn't all Latin America. I mean, it was like in Ecuador, also part of Chile, and Bolivia also.
Bolivia.
So it was a great empire, and with a very interesting culture. And now we're building the Peruvian Inca Legion here.
Yeah, that's right. What are some interesting, like you said, a couple interesting, what did you have on, what were you thinking? Interesting background, like the Inca history?
Oh, okay. The Incas actually had kind of a club weapon. So I was, I'm also a professor in some academies here in Lima, functional training, teaching. And when they asked me about the club book, I tell them that our culture comes from a warrior culture, and they have this club. Let's call it this,
Mhm.
this war club, and that they use to to uh, go go battle, and the club you know people's head.
Right,
But it
right.
was the same principle as the club,
Mm.
displays a wave, the handle, and they just swing heavy stuff. So have some similarities with the club. Yeah, that's a fun fact.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, they had tools like that. Yeah, the displaced weight at the end, and yeah, I'm sure these guys had good shoulder pack, huh, and good core activation.
A great shoulder bag and a great coordination also. To swing that for hours and hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. That's great. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for making it
Thank you,
happen.
Sensei.
I look forward to seeing you again, Peru, or maybe even who knows, we have another event somewhere else. And keep up the great work. I'm really proud to spend time with you, the short time we had together in Peru, and to see you in action in person. And
Thank you, man. Thank you, Sensei, for being
see you
this
soon.
this inspiration for me, and also for letting this happen. Um, 5 years ago, I just dreamed about TACFIT certifications, and now we're planning the next one. How cool is that?
It's
So
amazing.
thank you again, man. Thank you for your kindness, and thank you for the gear also. We had a great gift from you, man, and uh, I look forward uh, being part of continue being part of this path.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Looking forward as well.
Thank you, man.
All right. Talk soon.